Hey, ambitious professionals, it's Linda Rayner of lindarainer.com, guiding you to a career and life you'll truly enjoy. And today's episode is a very special one because I will be talking to one of my amazing clients. Her name is Herky, who went from an unhappy, high stress role in finance. And through working with me, she was able to land her dream job in a completely different field in project management. So, Herky, thank you so much for joining me here today.
Thank you for having me, Linda.
Yeah, I'm super excited for us to be able to do this. Can you tell us just a bit more about your background and share with us, what was going on during that time when you were looking for a job? How long were you looking for and what was happening?
I was actively looking for the past 6 months and I was getting mixed responses. And although I expressed my interest that I want to move into project management or business analyst, I kept getting calls for very random replies I got. That's when you open my mind to what is it that I want and what is it that I'm putting on paper and on my resume. And I believe I lacked the clarity in that, and that's why I was getting random responses. You helped me shift my thinking to how is my skill not only transferable, how can I showcase my experience. I started getting some result, but to be honest, I did not do my complete homework when I did the top-notch resume. So when I did the one-on-one coaching, I had you every week. I had my teacher on with my homework due, and you won't just let go of me without, how much have I done, and then I worked with you on showing my resume where we are and where we are going. So I feel that really helped me. I've had some great jobs and some recently not. I wasn't happy in my last two jobs. I do have an extensive financial background, but I was exploring project management and I was really enthusiastic about moving into that field, but I didn't know at the time whatever jobs I applied for, it kept landing me into not something that I really wanted. But yeah, that's how it started.
Awesome. So let's talk a little bit about that. Like when you were looking for jobs and you were getting these random calls from recruiters for random jobs, things that you weren't even interested in. I mean, how were you feeling about yourself at that point as a candidate? You said that you lacked a bit of self-confidence in things, but really, can you describe a little bit more about that? Like emotionally, mentally, what were you going through?
I was feeling helpless and I was feeling like I'm not going anywhere. I can't figure out where I'm going wrong. Is it only me? And I did take a few steps to, boost my own confidence too. I went to the local meetup and, had some buddies who were looking at jobs at that time. But I feel like I was at that time feeling lonely in this, in this ride and not getting any results, so not going anywhere with it. I realized at that time, in fact, I took a very big risk and I'm ready to quit right now without having another job in my hand.
Right.
And I don't advise that everybody should do this, but I had just so much faith that on us working together, I just let it go. I let go of the job. And the entire summer, I worked as a 9 to 5 and sometimes more. I worked on, revamping the resume, preparing for interviews, and just totally committing myself to it. And I feel like it was worth it. So I started working with you on June 15th, and August 15th is when I got my dream job.
Yeah, amazing. Okay, so I love that. So to share with everyone, let's talk a little bit about when you went through the program in terms of what changed for you as we started working together. What did you start realizing about yourself? What were the key ahas that you learned through the program, the one-on-one coaching?
So the number one was after I redid the resume and I put it on Career Builder and Monster and everywhere else, I got a tremendous response in the field that I was looking for. And I was honestly overwhelmed. I thought, what is, going on? I got so much response, I could barely handle the calls that I'm getting. And I don't know if it works for everybody this way, but it did for me because every step of the way we changed the resume. How does it suit to the job I'm applying for? So that boosted my self-confidence. Like I said, I was busy 9 to 5 answering calls and talking to people and, being interested, other employers being interested in me. So that was a good boost. And then our practice mock interviews that we did, that also helped me in preparing myself better. I have performed well in my previous jobs and I had the confidence, I had the proof to back it up that I've done well in my previous jobs. But somehow I was in that little hole, I guess, that I needed to come out of. And sometimes you just need a person, need somebody to hold your hand and get you out of that hole.
Amazing, amazing. So then when you said you got a tremendous amount of calls or number of calls from recruiters and employers, I mean, can you give us a ballpark? Like how many calls would you have gotten before with your old resume, your old strategies, not having worked with me? And then what was the statistics in terms of how many calls you started getting after?
So I would get earlier about 5 calls in a week, and here I was getting 35 roughly calls in a week.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing. And my family members were like, who keeps calling you all day? And it was summertime, so my kids were home, and they're like, I would shut the door on them, and I would be very busy taking calls. So
Awesome.
that kept me motivated, that kept me going. But after a month of getting these calls and giving these interviews, I started getting a little impatient. Okay, where is it finally leading to? When I'm going to get the
Yeah.
final offer? And that's where you told me it's summertime. I gave myself that much time to not worry, just keep going, just relentlessly, just keep going. And believe it or not, August 16th is when I have my offer in my hand.
So, okay. So I also want to touch base on the contrast between what you were doing before and what you're doing now, because you clearly made a career switch. Like a lot of people out there, they don't just want to find a job. They want to find a job that is more in line with what they're interested in. And like you are more interested in the business analysis, project management space, but you were doing finance in the past. So that switch, I mean, did you find it difficult as we went through it? Just how did you feel going through this shift in careers?
I was excited and scared at the same time, but to keep myself abreast of the changes or whatever the requirements are, I took a lot of courses in Coursera, and I just try to update myself on the knowledge in the new field. I have to constantly be initially it is a bit, it is a lot of hard work. Nothing comes easy. So yes, I did on my part that, but having your support took the stress off from me completely, so I could focus on getting the job.
Awesome, awesome. And I want to take it back actually back to those interviews that you had gone on. You said that your confidence had increased when you were applying for the jobs and getting calls from recruiters and employers. Once you actually went out for interviews, did you find that you also were different compared to how you used to be, how you approached interviewing?
Yes, I did. After we practiced our interviewing skills, definitely it made a difference in not only in my confidence, but also in framing my answers and trying to understand what the interview is trying to ask. Also, your tip on having the right energy. Yes, I try to do that too.
Yeah, great. And did you get positive comments from interviewers, like at the end saying, wow, I think you'd be a great fit? Like, were there anything that those interviewers had said to you after you interviewed with them?
I got a good feeling from this, and honestly, the second interview is when I got the job itself. So I didn't have to go that far. But
Right.
whoever I spoke to, I did get a very positive feedback.
Awesome. Awesome. So, Herky, what really was your experience working with me through Standout Get Hired? What can you share to the audience here, for those who are considering working with me through my private coaching program?
I feel it is a great investment in your future. It's worth every penny that you spend working with Linda in not only achieving your dream career, but also in increasing your self worth. And the tips you gave me are coming in handy for me, even in my current job. So I really, really highly, highly recommend working with Linda.
Awesome. And, like you said, it is an investment, and working with me is an investment, I do feel, because it is a premium level service, what I'm offering, in terms of the level of attention that I give to my clients, and the strategies that I'm sharing are highly customized for career. What would you say to someone who's worried about making that financial investment in the private coaching program, Standout Get Hired?
If you see the tremendous change in salary that I got, and also, like I said, I quit my job and I invested whatever of my savings into you. So you have to have that level of faith, and you have to put in your hard work. And it is a great investment, because look at the results few months down the lane, where you would stand compared to what you invest now. For me, it worked out great.
Oh, great. Thank you. So for you, what would you say was your return on investment through Standout Get Hired?
I feel I got a tremendous return out of it. I got a big bump in my salary. And not only, Linda, financially, there's a whole circle of, returns that I got. So emotionally and I got, I increased my self-confidence.
Awesome. Amazing. Just to end things off, Herky, I just want to say, how do you feel now that you've been working in your dream job and your dream company as well? Because I remember you had told me that we're not going to disclose the company name, but you actually said, I want to work for this company when we first started working together. And now you're working at that company and in the dream job position that you've wanted as a business analyst and heading into project management, which is amazing. So how do you feel now?
I feel amazing. In one word, amazing. And yes, you told me, tell me a list of companies that you would like to work for. And I told you, this is the only one that I can think of. And this is the one I really want. And it's not only one of the best companies that I wanted to work for, it's also very close to home. And I can actually see my, career path here. I'm moving forward, going up the ladder. Tremendous opportunity. And I do see myself as a project manager down the line, not far away, I feel.
Is there anything else, Herky, that you want to say to the people who are watching? Any final words of wisdom that you want to share?
Keep at it, join, stand out, get hired. Linda's not paying me to say that. I'm saying it from my own experience. And yes, and don't get dejected. Just keep at it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Herky. I really appreciate you spending the time and sharing your story with me and with everyone. I'm so happy that we got a chance to do this. I know that other people will benefit from watching this. So for any of you guys out there, ambitious professionals watching, if you are in a situation where you've been looking for a job for the last little while, you've been applying just like Herky was, and you've been going on interviews, but you haven't been getting the job offers that you want, and you recognize that you want to get one-on-one professional guidance from me, then feel free to head on over to lindarainer.com/standout get hired. You can read through the page and from there fill out the application form, and one of my team members will reach out to you directly if we happen to be a match so that we can start working together. So again, thank you so much, Herky. I really appreciate you spending the time, and best of luck with your career moving forward. We're definitely, I'm going to be there to support you as you continue your career.
Thank you, Linda. Thank you for all.